This is volume 2 of cell phone computing. The idea being that if I am going to work from anywhere, I need internet access, and the internet access that is delivered through my cell phone is probably adequate for most circumstances. However, regardless of the fact that there's what is called an unlimited plan, the amount of time I can use that cell phone as a hotspot, so actually connect to the internet with a laptop, for instance, is metered. And in order to maximize the possibility of cell phone internet, I am working on how to conduct as much business as possible through the cell phone itself. So what we're looking at here is actually a projection of a cell phone screen onto a great big window on a Windows computer. This is an Android cell phone and a Windows computer, and what we're looking at is the image of a cell phone home screen on a 27-inch computer screen. And we've already discussed the idea that a lot of work can be done on the cell phone itself. For instance, this is a Google Docs document that I can work on real handily, and I'm scrolling here and using the computer keyboard and mouse to control the cell phone. Well, there's an additional way to use the cell phone as other than a hotspot to conduct computer work, and that is to use an app on the Android cell phone that makes the cell phone itself a client for a remote desktop protocol session, for an RDP session. So to actually control a computer somewhere else in the cloud or on the local network through this interface. And I happen to have a remote host in the cloud, and I happen to have found, there are several of these, it's not a difficult thing to find, but there are remote desktop clients that can be used to connect to a desktop, the desktop of a computer that is actually located in an entirely different location. So again, we are looking at the cell phone app, the cell phone remote desktop protocol app that is connected to a host that I have that's in an entirely different location. And so there are some delays, and this is, again, an imperfect kind of solution, but the resolution on the cell phone screen is high enough that I can actually recreate an entire desktop on that cell phone screen. And that screen is now being projected to a local computer. And what I have here is an even more accurate, it is actually me conducting business through the cell phone, not as a Wi-Fi hotspot, but through the cell phone itself, which is acting as a client for the desktop that you see in front of you here. What I have, and you can see when this connection is made, and because of the hitches in the frame rate, that this is not a perfect solution by any wild stretch, but it is entirely possible to use an entire desktop through the phone without using the phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So again, if I disconnect from the remote desktop, I am on the cell phone, and the cell phone has a client program that allows me to connect to a remote desktop. So that's volume 2 of cell phone computing, and between volume 1 and volume 2, there is very little business that I cannot conduct through the cell phone itself, and with an unlimited high-speed connection, there is no reason why I cannot accomplish my internet-based work from anywhere.